Hey, everybody. Hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction, and we're checking out Charlie Chaplin's final speech from the great Dictator. And this was suggested to me after I started reacting to some scenes of films, but mostly musical films. This immediately grabbed my attention because, of course, I am aware of the great Dictator, the film, and its importance and its status and this scene. And I've seen clips over the years, but it's almost like out of secondary sources that I get the knowledge of it, right? And instead of like going to the primary source. So I'm definitely interested in watching this and listening to it. All right, let's go.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery
Mm,
that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than
wow. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to pause it sometimes because this is already so dense, right? Wait a second. That last line before I pause is really great. We think too much, we feel too little. That's a good one. Uh, and that's something we can think about. See how we're stuck in this pattern. I love the thing about that technology has sped our lives up, in that time, but now even more so, and we're so connected. The world is so much smaller, and all this hasn't really provided us with what you would have expect. Before machines and big production lines. If you would think, let's try to imagine that before that ever existed, and every thing that we have now. And if you could imagine all those technologies and all these machines that can help um, speed up production of things that could benefit people, you say, oh wow, that's interesting. So many people could be helped with this, and we could provide so many more things for people. But actually it has almost it, not the opposite, but it definitely left us in more of a want. You invent a machine that cuts production time in half or cuts workers in half. Oh, you know what? It's not we're going to cut the working time in half for a human being. No, we're just going to make them produce more things for us in the same amount of time. And all of these things that he's referencing that involves greed, of course. Wow, I'm going to have to replay some of this because this is dense.
has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and
Hmm,
unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
right.
More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
Mm, dictators will die, empires will fall. In Belgium, we have a saying, hoogmoed komt voor de val. And of course, I think it's a saying in English as well. I think it's like pride comes for the fall. And that's when it happens, right? The higher you get, the lower you fall. And big leaders that want more power and constantly bragging about their accomplishments, never admitting faults, masking their deep-seated insecurities with, saying they're the best and the greatest that ever lived. That's a very, very big contrast with the beginning of this scene where he said, I don't want to be an emperor, and starting off with humility. That's a quality we lack. He's also talking about, our cleverness, that is with the thinking, without morality, it has made us hard and he said unkind. And uh, that's really, yeah, it's all data, it's all numbers and statistics. And, there's even people saying like empathy is the enemy. I mean, come on, man. I mean, yeah, people could take advantage of somebody, but that doesn't mean we should stop being kind, compassionate, and empathic, right? I don't know what, you know, I don't know what some people are doing, man. It's just, I can't believe that's even being, and then people who kind of agree, I think we should question all of those things and never blindly follow, uh, and be critical in our thinking, even more so into our own biases and beliefs and our own ideologies. I mean, those are the ones that perhaps we should look at even harder than the things we disagree with, because that's easy. And believing what we already believe is easy. We just get stuck in this echo chamber, especially now with these algorithms and everybody, it's just we're being validated all the time. And then it's just like those leaders with their deep-seated insecurities I was mentioning. They need constant validation and think they're worthy, and hey, say something good about me. And these algorithms do that for us too. Hey, we believe this, all right, we're going to show you more of the same thing that you believe in. And we get so convinced of our own thinking that nobody else can kind of convince us otherwise, or we don't even keep an open mind for other ways of thinking anymore. And that's really dangerous when we stop questioning.
As men die, liberty will never perish.
I think.
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you,
that one is a line that is used. So that's a reference to this speech then in Scarface, the Al Pacino version, right? They tell you what to do, they tell you what to feel, they tell you what to think. Shout out to Al and Charles Chaplin, of course.
What to think and what to feel, who drill
His
you,
delivery
you,
is fantastic,
treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, the king...
Before he goes into that scripture, that's a great noble line there. Fight for freedom, not for slavery. So defend freedom. Problem is that these leaders always, it's for freedom. It's for security, it's for this and for that. But is it really, or is it just to protect your power, your borders in your mind, and your control, your assets, your wealth? I think like two great questions, and you can always, I'm just a guy that probably shouldn't have a Wi-Fi and a camera, but the question is, who benefits? I think is a good question to ask, and who suffers? And then we can kind of look at those answers there. But really, we have to be really truthfully, honest and real about who benefits really and who suffers. I think there's a misalignment there right now in the world. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm just here on an attic and I don't know what I'm talking about. But that delivery, I feel the pit in the stomach here, man. It's just, wow. It's insane how we keep. Are we doomed to repeat this cycle forever and ever? Are we just stuck in this? Yeah. Despair. I mean, it's tough not to fall into it, right? With all this stuff going on. I like, you're not cannon fodder. You're humans. and these leaders there. I mean, I've yet. I mean, is there, is there a leader right now with a son that's about the age that is ready for combat? There's nobody there sending them there, not their own children. They'd rather send your children.
Order! Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
His delivery that builds up in the intensity to that ending, the way the look on his face, the expressions, the eyes, the phrasing, the volume increasing, just the passion, fantastic acting right there with amazing writing and some, it's very relevant, and it's rare that I rather listen to a speech that's so old and kind of say, yes, unity, there, that's the way to go, instead of whatever we have right now all across the world. It's insane. It's like we're living in a weird timeline, which is it's almost unbelievable what's happening right now and how it's some of these things are blindly followed without questions. I don't really everybody can believe what they want, but when we stop questioning that, I really think there is a big problem there. The problem, and I've said this in another reaction, don't think it lies in disagreement. We're going to be disagreeing about many, many things. That's not the problem. I think the problem is we stop questioning, or at least part of the problem. There's many, 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 many problems. But questioning, and one of, two of those questions that I mentioned perhaps are worth asking: who benefits, who suffers? And he was later on going about promises being broken. I mean, these politicians, man, come on. I detest politicians. I have so for many, many years, but they get exhaustive, lying to your face, not even caring that they are, and also just promising the world and breaking one by one. It's kind of crazy. Just I mean, there's some humans out there that I don't know if there's any hope for those people. But like he said, they fall in the end. All things must pass. All things must pass away, like George Harrison said. Thank you for recommending this. Very powerful. I love great writing. I love great acting. But this is really seated in truth. And yeah, it's tremendously powerful. Thank you for hanging out. And hope to see you in another one. Peace.